Mustang, turn my phones up a bit. Ain't unchained. You still skylarking. Most got stepdaddies like Harden. Then the ways they too hard in fictions. Even if they apply, they the victims. My knack is in the middle finger to the warden. Even though your body barred in, this war that I'm starting might not want to pardon. That's my stay farting, handing it in. What they wanna call blackburn rounds on the foot. Charting, hydrogen molecule garden. Center stage for the role the Moor. And Black Knight like Martin. Sword like a Martian, they're Spartan. Like the Red Sea when it's parting. Kundalini energy when I'm charging. Like power and the force of a car wind. You know the type when you gotta keep your arm in. Why fight when you know saying now? Come here, let's make it clear. From day one to day one I'm here. I never fear. You never ever compare. So it's from year to year. I stay prepared. Top rank. Top charting, we have it by the crates in the car in the park. Johnny Mon and Harvin, no harping, don't be afraid. Keep it close by a very thin margin. Shadow box, a little bit of bargain. King fight from men's cavalry. Let's make it clear. From day one till day done, I'm here for fear. You never ever. Let's make it clear. From year to year, I stay prepared. That's what cleansing the fed. Empty out when it's all to the ground. Like sessions, it's all relevant and relative for the blessings. We used to walk with Smith and Wessons, so I'm guessing this time I let you put the blame on me. But if I let you fool me twice, then it's shame on me. Ain't no stress, backwards, let it rain on me. From a little young G, still in the same army. Ain't no tight, just about in the midst of danger. We move calmly. When my boy got tested, never cried a mom. To live by palm trees. All this money time invested never dawned on me that I was in the wrong profession. You know, the price was costly. Hold
on a second. Hold on a second. Somebody make sure they tell already. Just remember, tell Taharka Bey he's not ready. He's not ready. You don't want this. Iron Sheik's not first up. All right, Iron Sheik's not first up. One you got to go through before you even go. You know what I mean? First album ever. But probably one of the best. Probably one of the best hip hop ever of all time. Because this is a legend right here. We're concerned as far as Canaanland Moors, Toronto hip hop. Right, just go on YouTube, look up GCP and all affiliated. Been around, been doing work. The album, 13 songs, so you're still getting more than these clowns out here. Songs and 8 songs tell you folks. Because their life attention span is so short. Their attention span is so dumbed down. Song every time they go online. Album right here. Anonymous, in the spirit of, is not ready. We're just gonna pull this one up. Yeah.
Life lessons, it's all relevant and relative for the blessings. We used to walk with Smith and Wesson. This time I let you put the blame on me, but if I let you fool me twice, then it's shame on me. Ain't no stressing, back to the essence. I love the sun rays, so let it rain on me. From a little young G, still in the same army. I ain't no tight jeans dressing, just in case we have to top that weapon. The messenger, we move calmly. Sutataya, Kundalini fire, me. I want my boy got tested, never cried a mommy. Now I'm living the best. I used to live on straight. Many times that I was in the wrong profession, it was costly. And what it cost me, 10 lifetimes of stress, trying to get these demons off me. Find belief on my chest, have me constantly coughing. These deaths to stop me, pretend they want me, but really trying to suck my life source like a piece of toffee. Gretzky, Messi, curry and coffee. I took a night course in guilty crime posse. Slap shots is what they both taught me. Your first more seen play hockey. That fell to the floor, nothing could stop me. In the era where no carbon copies existed. You weren't there, sorry you missed in the city. Never acted cop of that. Never looked at slime. Not step lost away, but not me. No apologies if you got offended over the years. All we did was defend it. Lost the universe and tank. Watch the friends that you keep. Beauty always want me.
Values, you know, 400 years, 500 years ago. Systems that they now have attained to. And my contention is that if you trace it back, it was the who brought them out of the, brought about the period, ushered in the atmosphere that brought into Europe the period known as the Renaissance, or the reawakening. Reawakening actually involved an era during which the value system of the people of the Oriental society, many of which the first time African. These were Asian values. The pyramid system was were those on the Iberian Peninsula and area, southern France. Africans. Moors had come there.
I'm a Moor. Got sisters. And they ain't gonna never argue with you that I'm not a Moor.
Remember, people don't have culture. They live dead culture, which is why we're gonna then call it spirituality. I mean, it's the truth. You know, we're sensitive when people bust us on our ignorance. It is. You ain't gonna fix a problem until you admit the problem exists.
So now they're looking for a savior. Jesus can't save you. Most likely one to enslave you. From the cradle to the grave, what is what they gave us? Made us, played us, but we played ourselves. Made ourselves who we are. See the caption, it's close but far. Step out the frame and see the real picture. No one else to blame if you don't get out before they get you. Pick your bottom line and they hang you by your collar. Holla, if you hear me, I'm a Moor.
Ready, bro. Or something. You're not ready.
You know, you ain't a problem.
Looking for a savior. Jesus can't save you. Most likely one to from the cradle to the grave. What? Indoctrination's what they gave us. Played us, but we played ourselves. Made ourselves who we are. Turn into rats from stars. See the caption, it's close but far. Step out the frame, see the real picture. No one else before to get you. Bet your bottom dollar, step up, step out of line, and they hang you by your collar. Holla, I'm a Moor, please don't fear me. I'm just trying to express things clearly. Every second, minute, hour, day, week, month, yearly. We barely make it above water. So prepare, get ready for the onslaught.
Just gonna claim a spot for the whole thing.
Searching for the sign of the times. Searching inside your life. You ain't staying. You living a life, but you were destined for greatness. No matter what was taught is outside yourself for greatness. They could break us. Manufactured tremors and
It's darker. You are not even ready for the chorus. The chorus. Rapper. Wow.
for the times. Searching outside yourself when it's inside. Think you ain't stainless, living alive, but you were destined for greatness no matter what was implied. Searching for the sign of the times. Searching outside yourself when it's inside. You they could break us, tremors and quakes, and still couldn't shake us. They'll never understand the path that was paid for us. You're the slave to us. You were made by us. I never came from dust, manifested in decay. It's still an ancient husk. Tell me we deserve the legacy. Loyalty's a must. We gotta make a pact for the sign. I know which folk we gotta be. Times are too cluttered. Just study, and don't believe me. Don't accept everything on the television. Even Stevie had the vision to see most of us that blind. Ain't no surprise in me.
Let's start. Go. Science temple or something. Because you can make your cultural educators culturaleducators@gmail.com in the spirit of Anonymous first album, probably last album, so it's something you might want to keep in the archives or something. Maybe get 2. Might not get another Anonymous album. Spirit of. What you do, you send your requests. 1-12 RPM Studio 12@gmail.com. culturaleducators@gmail.com. Remember, we do have 16 secretaries, just remember. Payment to culturaleducators@gmail.com. Your address because you would actually be getting a, is not download this round, right? In mind, cover album that's anonymous in the spirit of. It's 10 notes, $5 shipping, because we don't know what it's going to cost to do the ship. We're trying to get game to the tax per stuff via mail, some test stuff that we sent out. It will get there. They're checking or they're directly blocking, and so hopefully they appreciate the little they had in there. I don't know that we're on to them. So today we're just gonna deal with, before we do our readings, before we get caught up. For every meeting, Juali told us to read the stuff. So with our hand in cookie jars and stuff like that, doesn't even go in cookie jar. So the Prophet warns all Muslims, governors, order to read each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must put an end to all radical, agitating speeches while at homes or on the public streets or on the streets. With instruction at Europeans, it causes confusion. It's for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. Truth, peace, freedom, and when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Or a group of members feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. Will and must obey the law laid down to this confidence in their prophet, card and button, turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. Divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Juali, and if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. Sending out a divine plea to all Moorish Americans to play their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. The temple. Their prophet. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah from their sinful ways. Noble Juali. To be proclaimed at every meeting. I'm glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people on our side of the nation that claim and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth, salvation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens. Salvation as American citizens. United States of America citizens here. Nationality card says United States of America. USA citizen. He say or U.A citizens every meeting. I mean, you know, at every meeting, obviously something that people should know. No U.S. anything. And then what are you going to do as a Moor that's studious? What are you going to do? You're going to go to the etymology dictionary American to see what he's talking about. And if he's talking about the American citizens, clearly that means the Americans had government and things regarding citizenry before some Europeans came over here and said that government. Working every scheme that they can to disqualify me, may take charge of the situation. But all these things, it is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that pay their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. Calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present. The discord that is facing the nation. Fame and nobility will not recognize the movement, prophet being head. My works which I have formed in the past few years, Prophet Noble Juali. Members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. We read every meeting, but people's, or because Dirty Moor's mindset is so small, Canaanland, quote unquote, where Canada is, right? That's right. We put it out there that our temple to people outside of Canaanland. Why? Because everybody's coming into this information. Yourself to Noble Juali said, if you want to be saved or whatever, and they get played. No temple because they don't trust anybody. Science temple. And the only way they ride with somebody who's more science temple is if Cujo, rectory, or one of these Olodio, American avenues to one. Other than that, here, misconception about Moor Science Temple because of Moor Science Temple, not necessarily over Juali and whatever. So this is to the members of the Temple of America. And Moors has of our temple that are in Canaanland. So them, not just people who say Science Temple of America in whatever jurisdiction, and only the Moors in that jurisdiction should listen to what the Grand Sheikh says. No, that's not the same thing with Canaanland Temple. Our temple is worldwide. Our temple is the world. Big enough for our temple members. And then for those people, just, oh yeah, and don't forget muftis, regulate the chat. And those people in the chat already got or already sent in requests for membership form. You send an email, send one email to pick an email, send your request to that one. Don't send one request to two. Email canaanlandguide@gmail.com. Amaury Elbay, AMAURY RYLBay.com. Amaury Elbay at hotmail.com. Requesting honorary membership form if you're outside of Canaanland. And send one email, two email addresses. Email to two get sent to you guys when you really only need one. To the members, This is the instruction from your prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Be faithful, others, divine creed. For your good deeds that you sow in the flesh, that judges the world, and his judgment is now on, and comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near, so says Allah to his divine prophet, I Noble Drew Ali. Many hearts have been turned to stone, see but cannot see, ears to hear but cannot hear, confounded of their sins. Are trying hours now, dear Moors, and every evil spirit is moving, and trying every weak mind to drag out the true foundation that has been laid in the minds of the ones that do believe. Have and the spirit of your forefathers you hear or see, but you will sacrifice the utmost of your very life, profit, your movement, and your profit. Dear Moors, is speak against your prophet to the very lowest. Speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. Your divine and national. Those are your enemies. Your enemies are the ones who speak against your divine principles. For example, when about rights, Moor Science Temple of America people are telling you, no, you don't have rights like that. So your prophet, because they're completely obliterating the national side of the Moorish movement. That religious whatever. That's where they want you at. They don't want you thinking for yourself. They want you thinking for them. And ridicule him to the very lowest. Speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. Act accordingly, and Allah will bless you for your good work. Peace. Noble Drew Ali. Noble Drew Ali books. You can go to MSTA 9. And these are one of the few that we would send people to. You know, do what Noble Drew Ali said, join the temple. Right? Why not? So, questions, we're going to do Q&A today. So if you got questions, just over, and we'll what we're going to do. Islam to all the Moors who were today. So yesterday was the 8th annual Noble Drew Ali Day in Canaanland. You know, a few Moors that came to town. Here, you know, see the city thing, because here, right? Unfortunately, and they missed it. They missed it. You know, unfortunately. But everybody who was there, Islam, we're gonna have the video sometime between today and Tuesday. Video will be uploaded with the lectures. You already know. Islam to brother Seton Rabe in his Raptors hat. You're gonna get the scoop on that when you watch the thing. The Raptors hat. Make sure the word, you know what I mean? Canaanland Moors, we're here live. All these people out here, they want to know stuff about Moors. They're asking Negroes and blacks and Africans about Moors. So we'll be here for another hour and a half or so. Getting these questions dealt with. People can get a true perspective. What? Because they've been lied to forever about this thing called Moors. And don't forget, Muftis, do what you do in the chat. Shimitar, Mayor of Steel, deal with their case. Reigns on the chat to do whatever to anybody who's violating. All right, so Islam Moors of Moorish Divine National Movement are tied up in their own consciousness, lower self. Was also at a stumbling block. I think it was the MC who said, if you self or initial intent being divine. Remember this album that we just talked about, you know how we do, we don't check the questions. All quite live. This email right here, unless it's class day. And that's it for all this stuff. This email, let's check. Listen from the artist who intro today's class is not where you're supposed to be. You think you're supposed to be out here with these LBS? Please. In tune. Whether it be peace of mind, righteousness, or just simply being true to ourselves daily, lower self. This morning, video, this Moor's son was one of the ones that got a Nobel Jewelry Award this year. While I'm uploading his picture, you really think this is not where you're supposed to be at? You gonna listen to these people out here, these whack rappers and these people? About Canaanland Moors and affiliates? And you think they know what it is about to be Moors and all that. And they're not even in tune. We're showing you live and direct how in tune with the universe we are. Every class, every MHHS, there's something going on that somebody, whatever. Oh my God, I was just thinking about that. I was just talking about that. We were just or whatever about that. Why? Because load your mindset. 720 Moors. 3 see yourself, 3 see higher self, knowing thyself. Why are many Moors tied up but are compelled to feel as if they are doing the wrong? Know and become what they know. To be as true, shouldn't be willing to put your own head on the block for such truth. Exactly. But again, have been suffering for a very long time, right? And when we say that our people get played, when we say that our people have been being played, right? We say that because we have a different perspective of certain things as far as Moors. Other people, they might not want to hear what we're saying because, you know, they think they're whatever they are and what they got is what it is. All right, hey, cool. You know what I mean? You don't have to hear what we're saying. But we're going to keep presenting so you know exactly what it is. Because Moors are the founders. Moors are the ones who took the stuff from Egypt. Moors are the ones who, like, Seven Seas related to the Moors. Pacific Islands related to the Moors. Australia related to the Moors. Maori people. People, like, what more you want? These Negroes in America are talking about trying to make something for themselves. That's local. That's domestic mindset. Okay, this is that, right? Because you guys think it's a game, but it's not that kind of game, right? Law Dictionary, page 808. Game. Wild birds and beasts, ice and all that stuff. If there's a game and you're being played because you're the game. Because somebody's doing some stuff over here and whatever. You're being played because you're the game. And the pieces. And they're doing the... You're not on the other side playing. You're on the stuff. You're the one they're chasing down, doing target practice on. Game. Civil or more twos. Dead status people. Who don't want nothing to do with nationality. Anything to do with nationality? No, they don't want nothing to do with that. Forget nationality. Don't talk about it. Don't bring it up. Don't whatever. We don't want nothing to do with that. We're whatever they say that they are, and we're supposed to go with that when we know that you're game. The wild birds and beasts. A Negro is what? A beast of the field, isn't it? And then Negro is black, right? So black people, Negroes, would be Africoid, which is European BS. That is a Africoid and Negroid and all the BS that is. So it's also European psychology. Those are beasts of the field. And remember, this is the white man's dictionary. So, you know, pretty sure he knows what he's talking about. All game birds and game animals. In hunting, the term is said to include pheasants, partridges, grouse, heath, more game. More game. What's more game? We'll go there. Black game is sport, pastime, or contest. A contrivance for its object to furnish sport, recreation, or amusement. Gaming. An agreement between two or more to play together at a game of chance for a stake or wager, which is to become the property of the winner and to which all contribute. Gambling in statutes are similar in meaning, and either one comprehends the idea by chance, by some exercise of skill, or by the transpiring of some event known until it occurs, something of value is, as the conclusion of to be, transferred from a loser to a winner. Properly, the act of engagement of the players, or other third parties put up a stake or wager among themselves or the other according to the result of the game, correctly termed betting. So these people, and the ones that are orchestrating and the game includes Moor game and black game. Moor game and black game. Birds and fowl and partridges and pheasants, hares, and all that. So you just check, because remember they use the common letter M, so they're talking about land. And then they use the common letter black, because black is the adjective identifying the game. So it's game, it's not black. Saying I'm black. The game is saying I'm game. But you bring that up to our people, they're not trying to hear it, especially if they say that they're conscious or whatever. They will not put their head down, you know, because they don't know the truth. That's why they don't have the guts to put on the chopping block. On the truth. Because they don't have truth. Again, just like Sidney Poitier. Believe in Allah? All right, you're this guy up. Ride the mirror of steel. They play with it. Don't let them play with it. Let the truth be known. Moor sent me a message earlier about and this is quote unquote, you know, a Muslim Moor studying, you know, just whatever, finding out stuff and just like, oh my gosh, I can't just be locked into this Muslim box, all this information out here, you know. So he still does the Muslim stuff, but his mind isn't just where Imam said. He sent me this and asked me, what's my take on this? Of Israel today: 1, Judah, Negroes; 2, Benjamin, West Indians; Haitians; 4, Ephraimims; 5, Manash, Cubans; Dominicans; 7, 8, American Indians; 9, Argentina; 10, Zebulon, Guatemala to Panama; Colombia to Uruguay; 12, Ishtar, Mexican Indians; 12, let's start with the first one, Judah. Are the Negroes. Judah are the tribe of Negroes. Since they are, you know, into stuff, let's just read some stuff and see what remember, these are people who, you know, they study and all that. Those are Judah, right? So we'll go to the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, since Judah is, you know, religious word, Bible Dictionary. But everybody knows that there's 2 sides of religion. exoteric side, esoteric side. The exoteric side will have you think that Judah is some tribe that happened to be in America today. And Judah has nothing to do with America. Because America. There's no Negroes in anywhere else in the world but North America. That's the only place where Negroes are at. Their circular logic. And Judah represents those people. All right, remember, Judah has nothing to do with over here. Judah is in the east. Right? Now, Judah. Celebration of Jehovah. Confession of Jah. So as I know where the Rastafarians get the Jah. And then why they call Haile Selassie conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Because it's in the east. But they're over here. They're not doing anything in the east, but they're over here trying to tell you that you're Judah. But you're in the east. Now the metaphysics of Judah, the Hebrew meaning of the word Judah is praise Jehovah. That Judah represents the spiritual faculty to accumulation or increase in the mental. Prayer and praise. Prayer should be jubilant, thanksgiving, supplication. Are the most supplicating people Negroes? But they're not supposed to be that. They're supposed to be jubilant. They're not supposed to be leeching. They're supposed to be honoring their foremothers and forefathers. But they don't want to do that. And then these people called Hebrew Israelites that are telling people, telling them the metaphysical meaning of Judah. Tell them the metaphysical meaning of Judah, they would immediately be Judah. Because remember, Judah and Negroes are two different. If they got the list and they're saying Judah are Negroes, so why don't you just call them Judah? Because it should be common knowledge that Negroes are Judah. Maybe there's some BS that somebody made up to try to have you join their little cult BS. To do with nationhood, has nothing to do with standing up for rights, has nothing to do with human rights, has nothing to do with international law, has nothing to do with spiritual liberation, nothing to do with mental liberation, nothing to do, and you just go down the list of all the stuff that this has nothing to do with because it's BS. Continue, because you know the metaphysical is where we should be as a people by now. You build pyramids and all that stuff. Isn't praying to some Jesus? Probably not. Iris or sat around neck on cross in 50,000 pieces. You know, they were using their minds, doing for themselves, between them and the higher force. They were the higher force in our body. It quickens the mind and makes it draw like a magnet of causes which fulfills one's desires. Of the brain is a ganglionic center, the center of reverence or spirituality. That man holds converse with the intelligence of divine mind is the home or house of a spiritual consciousness, which is in scripture designated as Judah. Everybody has a brain, and at the apex, there's a ganglionic center, consciousness. How are they trying to tell you that only Negroes have that? Only Negroes have that? Only Negroes don't have that. Everybody has spiritualness. Already disqualifies their whole first one. We haven't even gone to the other ones yet. On the list. And they're already disqualified as being a representative of people because their knowledge is clearly flawed. Why? Because they don't study. They never referenced anything about where they got that list from. Like I told the Moor, the 12 tribes of Israel is the 12 signs of the zodiac. Don't let these people talk BS to you about stupid stuff. No sim tribe, nothing. All that was stuff created by them so they can have this idea in the melanated people's view. This other thing out there that has the true information that you should gravitate to because everybody else, and then we have this list that we got from Allah, and he said that we should, well, listen, none of these people, right? And the Judah goes on for another 2 pages. Another 2 pages. Okay, let's just read some of this. Since we are out here, because we're trying to tell our people that they're not Negro, black, or colored, the tribe of Negro are out there, Hebrew Israelites, because Hebrew Israelites should be Negroes, right? Here. Like when you know, like who the tribe of Israel, right? Again, look at the 12 tribes of Israel. Are Hebrew Israelites tribes of Israel? Because their name's not on the list. And if Israelite is also the name of tribes, why are you even calling them by the 12 tribes? What does it matter if all you guys are Hebrew Israelites? Hebrew Israelite, why are they designating that there's Negro Hebrew Israelites, Indian Hebrew Israelites, Haitian Hebrew Israelites, Puerto Rican Hebrew Israelites, Cuban Hebrew, Dominican Hebrew Israelites, Mexican Indian Hebrew Israelites, Colombia to Uruguay, Guatemala to Panama Hebrew Israelites, Argentina and Chile Hebrew Israelites, North American Israelites, and Seminole Israelites. Just say that you're Israelites then. Everybody. What you need 12 tribes for? Because they're playing this game, really win game to their BS. It doesn't even make sense that they're calling themselves. They have a list that says these are the 12 tribes of Israelites, but Israelites aren't on the list of the 12 tribes of Israel. The tribes of Israel don't mention the Israelites. Why? What are they going to make up and tell you why? Because the Israelites were the chosen by God ones or something like that? What are they going to tell you? Not that I want to know. I could care less because I'm not no Israelite and all that stuff. I don't know what that is. That's anything about some Israelites. These people play their little game with you about their Hebrew Israelites, but they're not even on the list of the tribes of Israel. You're not even one of the 12 tribes, but you're telling me you're a Hebrew Israelite? Get the hell out of here. Making up stuff. None of these people make up stuff with the stuff that they made up, like that's legitimate or that's real. People that they're persuasion. Metaphysical Bible Dictionary shuts all the religious BS down. All of them, any one of them, anybody, come with anything. In the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, physical to what they're claiming, and see how fast you become the devil to them. See how fast they don't want to hear you after that. They want to hear you. They'll take their flyer back and everything. You don't deserve this. and accept that too. Thank you. I'm glad you recognize what's up and watch them run. Another question from Brother Andrew. That are claiming to be Aboriginals. Through research and reasoning with good people, I've learned that they are not. Were they prisoners of war? Well, when we go back into of the Aboriginal and up to the point where Europeans came, in the East, just like on the other side of the Atlantic, in order for Europeans to be able to colonize, be on a decline as a culture, have to be. They're coming into our flourishing culture and ruling over us. That's not happening, right? So we have to ask ourselves, well, what's the big deal? Right? It goes back to the teachings of Dr. York. They have disagreeable beings and agreeable beings in the same nation. They take the position of disagreeable beings to our national standards are treasonous, and they get rid of them. And they've been doing this for centuries, so they don't have a dirty Moor problem, right? And any dirt that anybody's doing, that ain't having no effect on their society. That's only in their little realm that they're doing that dirt and that is having an effect on, right? So we have to realize that people who they say today are the natives, they're late people. Because they were foreign to here, when they engaged the European foreign to here, they lost their position. They're engaging with some who they shouldn't even be talking to, making arrangements. Send a messenger or whatever to go tell the dark-skinned natives that these Europeans are here and we want to talk about it. But again, being in that position that the Europeans are engaging them would mean that our position passed or been dissolved or wasn't exercising. So anybody could do whatever they want because, when the cat's away, the mice will play. Founders. Now, again, they're natives. If they're so aboriginal and indigenous to North America, live on a reserve. Why are you secluded in some outskirt, whatever, that even because they're contracted. Because those treaties that they did weren't really treaties, they were contracts. Treaties in the sense of what a treaty is, disguised as a treaty. And they took it like, yeah, we did a treaty, and the Europeans took it like manifest destiny. Yeah. Now, because they're on a reserve. What are they gonna say? What jurisdiction they got if they're on a reserve and they agree to be there? And not only do they agree to be on a reserve, but they also agree to go against international law and let these foreigners identify them with their cards that calls them Indian, not natives. So there's many avenues to prove that these people are not the natives. Yeah, it comes back to that question. Well, who are the natives? If those guys aren't the natives and we've been thinking that they're the natives the whole time and they aren't the natives, then where the natives go? And that's when you get into the true Aboriginals, the ones who fell, which is why these Aboriginals were able to in the first place. Because remember cowboys and Indians. Always remember cowboys and Indians when we're talking about the relationship between the whatever like that. Cowboys and Indians. Because of that, that the Indians took. They can, you know what I mean, kind of work with these people. Chiefs and whoever, not the guys who were kidnapping people, scalping them and all that. We're talking about the chiefs who were meeting with these Europeans, the cowboys. Giving them this, giving them that, showing them how to do this, showing them how to do that. And again, our people, relationship of the cowboys and Indians, remember that that's where they got the millions of people for the slave story. The millions of people for the slave story came from over here. Which is why, quote unquote, Africans that came over here on slave ships, the biggest population is in Brazil, not North America. So this is where these people went. That were the original people, the Aboriginals, and who were the prisoners or mistakenly called slave trade, whatever. Slave trade is prisoners of war. Because when we're making these dumb treaties, we were in slavery to them too. We were in slavery to both of them. Had slaves and Europeans had slaves in America. How did their slaves look? Like some Indians? No. Like some Indians. The Indian slaves that the Indians had, the so-called native Indians, were the individuals that they came and met here. Because remember, these people are on a reserve. So if they're on a reserve, clearly they're not native here. Live wherever they want. Why do you live on a reserve? That European said you're going to stay over here. And they say, oh yeah, we're native. We're going to stay right here. This is our land over here. This corner. Water running. Right? Everywhere you dig, it's rocks everywhere. Can't plant anything around here. But yeah, we're native. This is our land. So we're just going to stay here. No, that's a ghetto. Quote unquote Jews got by certain people. get put in the ghetto and prepped for extermination because you're treasonous. Yeah, we have no use for you. Same thing they're doing today with our people. Put them in a ghetto. And you know, got niggas roaches, and you can't kill roaches. They came home. They have mind on top of that. That they can't even escape. Because if they knew that they were Aboriginal and Indigenous, they claimed that goddamn ghetto. Signs down or whatever like that. Put up their own signs. And then all the ghettos, everybody do the thing because you realize that you're the Aboriginal and Indigenous people. Black colored. There's no thing called that. There's no thing called Africans over here. What Africans? Africans what? What do you mean Africans? Aboriginal and Indigenous people are the dark-skinned Negro black colored people who've been playing around like they're Negro black colored. Get used. Not because into them. Used and abused because they themselves, right, are taking that position of being a victim. They're taking the position of don't know ourselves and the Europeans stole all our stuff and they have the library with all our stuff in there and they don't want to give our stuff back and all that. You guys sound like some groveling Negroes. Doesn't respect our and again, the Moors could tell you. Moors will give you stories. A Drew Ali Day story. So, Brother Rennie goes to go buy his garb. Of course, you know, it's not our people that run the garb spot. To Moors, so that's our people. All in the end, the man at the garb spot hugging him and all that stuff, and brother and all of this, and well, all of that, just because why? He went in there, fezzes up. Store owner guy, what was going on, right? Or manager or whoever was at the counter. Another guy came from the back out just to see like what somebody came in here with a fez on. What's up? Probably in the back watching the cameras or whatever. Comes out and he starts going nuts. Oh my God, and all that. To go buy some garb for Drew Ali Day. People are tripping. They went to one of these stores out here to go buy some stuff, whatever it is that Negroes buy, that type of reception. Tell me. Examples, so don't think too hard. Why? Because Negro, black, colored, whatever has no impact on anything in society. Absolutely nothing. Means absolutely nothing. Now, Brother Navi sent me a picture talking to, right? Now, one thing with regard to this picture that I'm pretty sure Brother Navi doesn't know. The Moor in that picture, anymore. He took the fez off. He took off all the Moorish regalia, and he went back to be a Negro. Imagine that. Who was trying to convince Umar Johnson of something relative to Moors. That was the guy. Guy dressed up like a Moor was trying to convince another black guy to be a Moor. In the end, the Moor took off all the stuff and went back to the state where it found him. Why people would talk BS about they're African and they don't have to be Moor, because those are the Moors they've been engaging. Real Moors. Moors who are really about this birthright. They haven't, you know, we are the good brother, the Mario Bay Moors. Moors who will take months in the hole for their birthright. They haven't dealt with the veranda Moors, right? The front step Moors. The Moors who just stand on their front step or whatever, highwaymen trying to kidnap them. And they're telling them, hey man, this is birthrights. You don't see the sign right there, private property and all that stuff? What you trying? What do you really think you're trying to do? And let highwayman yield. They don't deal with those Moors. They don't deal with the Solomon seal ritual on you Moors. They don't deal with those Moors. Reason, for years, they had their Moorish plates. No matter who stops them, no matter what district, area, or whatever. Right? And these people leave them alone. They won't deal with those Moors. They're gonna deal with these clown Moors out here, these fakers. Today and then tomorrow, they're not Moors. They're back to being black guys with Afrocentric or whatever like that and all that. And then next day, then they're Moors. Actual factual Moors. So don't be fooled out here. You're a prominent guy in a picture with a prominent black guy is gonna get it. No, probably not. Passive more. Prominent black guy. Put him in the info. Bay. With the tracks. Because like when replied to you from my other email, so you can get a sooner response right now. What, the 3rd is the 7th right now. Should have been listening to those tracks. Burj Khalifa. Why is it upholding so much rank in the Middle East when its essence, it's about a flower called. This flower is mostly native to US, Mexico, and Central America. However, The aim is to build with like-minded individuals whose makeup is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Remember with that Burj Khalifa, Dubai highest structure in the world or something right now. On top of the flower, because I know about the flower, HYMENLLIS, Hymenocallis. Flower, keep in mind that they named it after Khalifa, which is Moorish queen from over here. So why are they naming Middle Eastern stuff after things relative to this side of the Atlantic? What do they know? That in order to build the highest freestanding structure, this just passed the CN Tower as the tallest freestanding structure, right? So this is the new one. And then keep in mind, London is burning down and stuff like that, and then the Tower of Babel and then the high towers and stuff like that. To understand what's going on, what they're trying to let you know is what's going on, right? Being that they name it after Khalifa, it's named after a flower native to US, Mexico, and Central America. Take the energy because utilizing the energy. We're our own who, they got whatever. They don't want to help our own. They want to help keeping the European out. Supposed to help their own. They got 50 gazillion. These people could come together, open an account, because debt. These people could get together, open an account. Gaddafi did was gonna do for their people, instead of go build some school or some BS. Housing suffering Asiatics. So this is where we're at, you know what I mean? National standards, go check. Burj Khalifa, BURJ KHALIFA. The same as over here. Why? I think they don't have some type of reverence for the culture over here. The Jew, you think they don't honor it? They built the goddamn highest skyscraper in the world after a flower from North America, not a flower from the Middle East. From Dubai, not a flower from Iran, Iraq, or whatever like that. Not a flower from that side. Not a flower from Egypt or North America is what they... Okay. If you want to give up North America, no wonder these people are jacking your flowers in it. No wonder. How they do. That's how they do. This is for your information. Did you see the latest garbage from Malik Zulu Shabazz I saw where he had posted this mess on his Facebook page last night. He was honoring Noble Drew Ali. I have attached the images and a link to the actual post. I appreciate this information based on the current discussion as of late. I responded with his post. To use the branded coin terminology of black with an image of Noble Drew Ali, Circle 7, is sacrilegious at best. Given Ali made it clear not to identify with the term in the Holy Quran, and that is the term which gives our European colonial oppressors jurisdiction over us, our birthrights, and our hereditary estates. Occupying. Movement is the Moorish divine and national movement. However, whoever designed this is either ignorant of Ali's teachings, espionage, social engineering program, attempting to further divide and conquer, point blank, this level or square, nom de guerre de facto status. That sent this. Now, the images, oh, hold on, let me read this first. Quick update about the image regarding my response this morning. After leaving the response comment earlier on Malik Zulu Shabaz's Facebook post with that deceptive image of Noble Drew Ali, it obviously began a debate with some Black Power folks attempting to argue with me and a few Moors who had agreed with my analysis without a mumbling word from Shabazz himself at first. Hold, Taharka Bey from Moorish World TV jumped in on the thread, which of course warranted a response from Shabazz to Taharka, where he is supposedly going to delete the image from his Black Man's Movement website in 12 hours, and likewise deleted the Facebook post altogether. Doodled myself, Taharka agreed with me and then died from laughing as my wife came running into the room to make sure I was all right. That it was so funny to me is because I have made a few rebuttal responses on his Facebook page, his YouTube channel, when it was slanderous to yourself, which of course I have utmost respect for. That despite Shabazz being willing to delete the image, I do not know how I feel that it took the endorsement from the likes of Taharka. Of the devil. Sorry for the long drawn explanation, but I figured I should share the turn of events with you, given I shared earlier. I guess time will tell how this Black MSTA Confederation shall play out this year. Attached. All right, so this is why it's very important that Moors realize not everybody who claims that they're for some conscious whatever is your side. Who says there are more is on your side. Taharka Bey and Malik Zulu Shabazz can this coexistence between black whatever and stupid stuff, right? Of him, because remember, Black Man's Movement stuff before he went on the thing. They have this of Moors, right? So they have blackmensmovement.org of standing in front of a flag that's red, but you can't really tell whatever, right? The one of no Juali, black man's movement. Juali one still says black man's movement. There has no Juali in it. Only doing this because they were on Taharka Bey's show, and he's a Moor. So since he's a Moor, guys on his platform, then he's down for the blackness. So the blackness took it on themselves. Movement, the black men's movement took it on themselves. That, remember, as in this, he said he honors Noble Drew Ali. Well, Noble Drew Ali said you're not Negro black colored. Noble Drew Ali said you're not Negro black colored. You're gonna put him on some banner or whatever talking about black men's movement. You have Noble Drew Ali up there. See, Islam to Moor for and saying something, right? Have Noble Drew Ali on some blackmensmovement.org, like he's black or something. Black. Noble Drew Ali's Negro colored, African, none of that. He's a Moor. To this thing that we have, you know, these people say that they honor Khalid so much and all that, but all they're going to do quote what he said, that I'm a Moor, but they're still going to be nigger-minded. They're still going to be black-minded. They're still going to be African-minded. They're not going to be Moor-minded. They're black-minded. You make a black men's movement website, might as well site. Let's see what blackmensmovement.org. That's pretty much fraud, the highest level. How you have Noble Drew Ali channel, you just talk about how you honor Noble Drew Ali, you just talk about all this sovereign, and then the national, or not just black men's movement, the national black men's movement. Men's movement, really? Again, everybody wants to donate. Push here, donate to the rise of black men, support the training, education, activities of the national black. Now, why is this coming up? Because these people already know he's out to lunch. He's done for. The next people to be the black savior people. Be the next ones coming up. And don't forget, they were looking to get Moors, which Taharka Bey, Ali's men or whoever agree. Remember, they agreed. The black men's, the Moors are going to be part of the Black Men's Convention. Isn't that something? That they're not Negro black colored, Black Men's Convention. This game of, you know, he's black. Why is he up there? He's Kenyan. Why is he up there? The man does not black. Kwame Ture, he talks black, but you know, we already know where he's from. They're gonna play their black whatever. Black children, the black boys and girls and all that. When that's not their intention. That's what I think. that stuff. And now, Black men's movement, and we're taking that serious. That's how lost our people are, Brother Omar. When are they going to figure this thing out? You know, when? So why study? They want people to whatever. But they don't study. Studying is not something that Karima L. So, stand for is the meaning information on further study, where you can do esoteric numerology study, number affiliate symbol. Look up and 4 is 11. Look up numerology. You know, the circle. So look up, you know, 0. What 0 is. Broken into, or the whole broken in is, you know, 2 halves, you know, 4 halves, so 2, you know, numerologies. There's no quote unquote meaning. If you're talking like that, definitive, some more Science Temple Club, whatever. Outside of the club, you take the 7 off, that circle with the 4 quadrants, you're going to find mad information on that. That alone. Esoteric information on it. It's esoteric of circle. What is a circle? You know what I mean? Circles come from. What's the meaning of esoteric? Right? And then again with the numerology 7, you know, and then look up a spiritual perspective, that all the things from a geographical perspective that are related to 7. You know what I mean? And just whatever of the liberal arts. How is 7 related to math? How is 7 related to science? How is 7 related to whatever? And then you'll see how vast Noble Drew has to go. That he wasn't shallow. Wasn't trying to have you just studying what, and that's it, right? And that's all. He was a universal prophet. He was a universal, you know, that's the limits of where you're supposed to be looking at this. There should be no earth plane limits that you're looking at if you're talking about more. Limit should be universe. Don't worry about earth is flat and stuff. There's stuff way beyond this flat earth and all that. Boundless. You're gonna have some fun with that. You're gonna have some fun with that. This is what you're gonna do. Whatever you find out, put a little whatever on what circle 7 means, so we can read that to the Moors after what you find. However long you take, doesn't matter, you know what I mean? to be anything long, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, based on your question and you getting some reference points of where to go, send us back a Circle 7 report on what you found out about Circle 7 when you went to go study it, right? And again, don't forget that as far as the further study and things of that nature, always in your studies, no matter what you're studying, always look up the esoteric version. There's always a mystical version of whatever. You're looking up water. They're going to tell you, if you do behind the physical, then you're going to that level. Doesn't matter. There's always some mystical version of what you're researching. Just to be sure. Lives never mattered. They're never gonna matter. Doesn't matter all they want. Right now we're at 237, so if anybody got comments or testimonials, hit us up at Canaanland Guide, especially if you have testimonials, because I love those and stuff. Guide at gmail.com. canaanlandguide@gmail.com. How the stream looking all crazy. It's not even that bad on the Ustream. But like we say, you know what I mean? Oh, you can hear? All right. So you don't worry about what you can see, can't see, and all that stuff. What you're hearing. What you're hearing. Because I'm showing you anything, so don't worry about. Well, when I looked at that video, his video was HD12 and only HD -7. Why am I gonna watch them? I can't see nothing. One of the master astrologists, Brother Hassan Bey, sent us the Noble Juali report. So we'll just put that out in honor of Noble Juali and the Prophet's solar return being tomorrow. This report has been created especially for Prophet Noble Juali. It represents, or I don't know if that's Alabi or Alabe, ALABE.com. Right, astrological reports, ALABE.com, for all the astrological Moors out there. This report has been created especially for Prophet Noble Juali. It represents his unique picture at the time he was born and at the place he was born. Being unsure of the exact time of the day of this birth or the date of the place, the reading will probably not seem as accurate as it could be in certain places, but other parts will seem very appropriate. You will notice at certain places in the reading that contradictory information seems to be given. This is to be expected because the personality of most people is extremely complex. For example, at times we are quite shy and at other times we are very aggressive and so forth. You will also notice that at certain points in the reading, certain patterns may be repeated over and over, especially in a longer, more detailed report than this one. This is also to be expected. This simply means that your horoscope has an extremely strong focus on this particular pattern and that you should pay extra close attention to what is said about it. Now on with the report. Beloved Prophet Noble Juali, January 8th, 1886, near Charlotte, North Carolina, Republic, is in 19 degrees, 8 minus Aries. Free spirit, first at everything you do. Very energetic, self-assertive and active. Things must be done your way. No, true. If you want the reading, okay, so remember readings, right? When you do your natal chart, right, you have to put the time so you can be specific to your stuff. Now, if the first lines of his thing is being the first at everything that he does, right? He's a free spirit, being the first at everything that he does, right? And is active, and things must be done his way. We'll go back. Noble Juali told the Moors, out the stuff. Why are you trying to figure out what it is that I brought you and all that stuff? I brought you to just go out on my word and exercise what it is that I told you. What are you trying to figure out? Right? I brought you everything it takes to save a nation. Take it and save it yourself. He brought everything that it takes to save a nation. Take what he brought you. He's telling you, do stuff my way. Stop making up your own stuff and you want to try and be Moors. I already told you what. Calm and serene on the inside, you certainly do not act that way. You want to do everything full tilt. 100. This can't be fake, okay? This can't be fake. Because we know Brother Hassan does his astrology and stuff. We have people who went to him and stuff like that, and he's right with his stuff. Right? Remember, he didn't have the time. Even though he doesn't have the time, you know, we'll forget all the contradictory stuff that, you know, the people who are hating and all that stuff. This is Juali's day. So forget everybody who's not on some Noble Juali. Forget you. Right? Or you know what? Forget you. You don't mean nothing right now. This is all about Noble Juali. So, he wants everything full tilt, 100 miles per hour, right? What did he say? It would take 50 years to run, and 50 years you would know that's 100, right? All right. So we're going on. A great competitor, but a poor cooperator. You must learn how to lose more gracefully, right? And that's for all the dirty Moors who call themselves reincarnated prophet and all that stuff. This is your reading too. All the contradictory stuff goes on all those dirty Moors. Think about that. If Noble Juali's prophet and he's sent from Allah, why would there be contradictory stuff in his natal chart? I already foresaw that the contradiction is going to exist. Got stuff to work on. He was sent by Allah, so everything's straight. Everything's straight. Ain't no contradictory anything. If we had the time, trust, there would be no contradictory whatever in this chart. Because the things that, you know, what is it? 4 lines, not even 4, 2 lines in. Stuff is right and exact. They're even giving number reference points for stuff Noble Juali said 100 years ago. Right? All the things that are negative, contradictory, in your mind, that's not on the prophet. That's on the dirty Moors after the prophet who created that contradictory stuff to come up in the chart. Because remember, he's a prophet. So everything that's here is things that's foresight. And read Noble Juali's chart. The Moors were after Noble Drew Ali died and know who not to follow. How about that? Because all these people would have been coming up as the contradictory things that, you know, if this is the prophet, you're not going to find anything contradictory in what he's saying, what he's teaching, the message that he's relaying. Right? Very self-confident, ambitious, and passionate. You radiate positive energy. You are blunt and direct, but at times unfeeling and tactless, especially if anyone offers you any resistance. You fight for your beliefs, but your tendency to act first and think later often causes you much grief. Right? Think about those ones. The act first and think later people. The people who said, oh, nationality comes from birth or naturalization. All right, so we're going to tell everybody naturalize because, you know, it's under nationality. And everybody runs, goes, doesn't naturalize. And then Moors is think or whatever. Well, hey, hold on a second. Well, Noble Drew Ali said we're more American because we're born. Nationality comes from being born or naturalization. And Noble Drew Ali said we're born here. And then these Moors over here are saying, who you going with? Are you going to go with the act first, think later people, or the think first, act later people? Which Moors are you riding with? Because if you're riding with the think first Moors, you're in trouble. Or the act first Moors, you're in trouble. If you're riding with the act first Moors that aren't thinking, they're just acting, there's a, Noble Drew Ali died. Yeah, I'm the reincarnated prophet. You know, I'm sitting in the seat of Noble Drew Ali. I'm the new prophet of all the Moors. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, the prophet came back in this guy. He's our new prophet. And some later down the road, some studious Moors down. One second. Reincarnated? No. Reincarnate, you incarnate. Because if it's the prophet, then it's going to be him coming back again, not some guy. There's going to be a prophet in this man. And then went into another guy's shell, and that guy's soul would have to go somewhere. Shell. Give me some guy that was, and he got struck by lightning and became the prophet. No. The act first people try to play you. And again, it's all laid out in what we would call, it's all played out in what we would identify as the natal chart, right? Which is, you know, what everybody should have at least done one, you know, so that you can have a better perspective of where it is you are and where it is you're about to go. Right. Sun is in 18 degrees, 24 minutes Capricorn in the 10th house. Serious and mature. Find us a stunning picture of Noble Drew Ali. Accept responsibilities and do so willingly. This for a third, fourth generation. You know, other stuff that he said to prove that he came for us. I came for you, Moors, because you needed me the most. Willingly came. I'll expect you to be dutiful as a matter of course. You tend to get angry when people get rewards after not having worked anywhere near as hard as you. For all those Moors that he was calling out about, you know, any Moors that charge anything more than what the prophet said, those are Moors, those are robbers and all that stuff. Right? You are goal-oriented by nature. You're a hard worker and are justifiably proud of the tangible results of your efforts. You tend to have tunnel vision. You are not Negro black colored. Well, you know, the black guys you're not Negro black colored. Well, you know, the Africans that went, you're not Negro black colored is tunnel vision. Oh yeah, or Ethiopian. That's tunnel vision. That's, you better not move from that mindset. Because if you move from that mindset, then you move away from Noble Drew Ali. And yeah, we know it's hard because a lot of our people like being black, Negroes, and coloreds. That's cool. Right? That's cool. That's where they are. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll get the joke about the eagle and the turkey when you watch class later. The eagle and the turkey joke. Islam to Grand Sheik Nature and all the Moors in Asbury Park. They just, Brother Nature just messaged me. They're bumping Sheik at the temple today, getting ready for their stuff they're doing from Noble Drew Ali Day, Islam. Sheik, Moorish MC, music, willofalah.com. Just go enjoy. You know. You tend to have tunnel vision. This allows you to block out extraneous matters that might distract others and to concentrate totally on the matter at hand. Right? Study, study, study. Right? Have your mind in a place where, you know, it's an impenetrable fort that nothing is gonna get you off. I don't care what they come with. I don't care what they present, how long their lecture is, They're just talking BS, especially if they're not Moors and they're trying to convince you about some Moors did something or Moors are not where you're supposed to be or whatever. Those are the last people supposed to be talking, people who aren't Moors. Right? You study to block out the extraneous matters. You study for that. That we study to know that, like, Brother Yusuf. I mean, losing some BS. Throw this in the garbage. There's too much stuff in there that's gonna hide if anybody reads this book. If it's not worthy for me to read, nobody can read this book. Put that book in the garbage. Right? Blocking out the extraneous BS so you're not distracted, so you can concentrate totally on the matter at hand. The matter at hand is nationality and birthrights. Nothing else is more important than you understanding what that is clearly for yourself. Nothing is more important than that. And trust that family will be down. Trust that family will be down. Be down. Yes. They will be down. You just have to with them. Because you know how our people are. They see, I mean, it might not even be them seeing something, but we know ass kick. Then they're going to be running to the Moors about help them get out of something. Right? That's what it is. The hell is this one? As such, you are one or administrate any ongoing project and efficient at it. Worker, but you are quite thorough. Oh, you are thorough, all right. Definitely thorough. You are known for being persistent, tenacious, in reaching your goals. Isn't that Noble Drawley telling the Moors? You are upright, pendant, you are fearless. That's the same thing as tenacious, tireless, and persistent. On his, you know, his natal chart without a time. Islam to Brother Sheldon and all the Moors. Islam to the worldwide Moors who came to Canaanland. Islam to I and Mother Khalifa and Mother Sabrina. I know they're out doing their thing. Forget that dude setting raw. He ain't nobody. You don't need to give him no props. He thinks he owns Toronto and stuff like that, wearing Raptors hats and stuff. Who is this? Who is this Moor? Yes. Moon in 25 degrees, 3 minutes Aquarius in the 11th house. Freedom oriented. Oh, isn't that one of the principles? Is it really, you know, just happenstance that is actually in his chart? Part of his being. Like part of his being is that he's freedom oriented. Right? Always be able to do what you wish, no matter what. More side. You know, they want stuff their way, not how Noble Drawley the way. They want to do stuff how they think that it should be done, even though they've done nothing for 100 years. How you got say when you have nothing to show? Since the 1930s, you guys have nothing to show? You've been Moorish Science Temple? Find me any company, any organization, any association, any whatever that started in 1913. The little plaque thing saying established since 1913. And where are Moors at today? And if we're not on the same plane, you guys drop the ball and need to get up out the seat. Because you've been wasting time with people's stuff. And recalcitrant try to force you into a mold. We know that it. That's the dirty Moors. You know this is the dirty Moors. You are a Democrat. Moors right there. But you enjoy those who are like-minded. Moors live together and all that. That concept. Because you do what Noble Drawley down. What Noble Drawley down. Hey. Like-minded. Moors, HHS, Moorish Heritage School Moors, students, RV Bay, forever students, Islam. In this, you know, we know where we're going for the info. You know what I'm saying? Islam to all the Taj Tariq Bayites, Moors. You appreciate emotional self-control. You practice it yourself for it in others. You solve problems. Oh, the biggest problem, that Negro problem. No problem bigger than the Negro problem. Everybody had their hand trying to fix that. Even haters, people who hated Negroes, Negro problem. That Drew Ali solved problems. Yes, he did. Including emotional ones, which is what the Quran is for. Which is why solving emotional problems with your brains and intellect, not your feelings. For sure. Solves problems, including emotional ones, with brains and intellect, not feelings. So your feelings. Don't care. Oh, you were, shouldn't have missed Noble Jwali Day. Should have been there. Why do you miss? Should have been there. Like, yeah. Yeah, everybody got stuff to do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? Everybody has stuff to do. Sure, Senra had stuff to do, you know what I mean? Khalifa, yeah, she's so school's starting very soon for her. School started already, I think, for her. He's got something to do. Something to do. But, you know, run your feelings. I mean, don't even feel bad. Oh, I know Alfonso has stuff to do. But, you know, forgot about doing some stuff. You know, pretty sure mad people had stuff to do. But it's only one time, you know. Well, why not, you know? Oh, yeah, and for all the Moors too, Islam to all the Moors who battled the -30, what was it yesterday? -32 or something like that. Warm spots, you know what I mean? You got to put your feet up and stuff. You got AC running in the car and all that. At the house, you're going outside. Oh, it's hot out here. We'll go back in the AC and stuff like that in January. Well, we had -32 last night for the Ujwali Day. Last few days, actually, it's been crazy out here. But you know, we got the big jackets. We're straight. We're still here. All the Moors who dealt with the -30 and decided to say, forget that. -30, don't care. There, don't care. You know, people got stuff to do, and that's serious. Like I said, F your feelings. Mine too. Is, you know, you're gonna get the upload and all that, so you already know what's up. Of those who have powerful and ambitious and obvious emotional responses, as objective, passionate, and detached as you are. Mercury is in 25 degrees, 3 minutes, Sagittarius. Oh, don't forget. Don't forget. Anonymous. That's because he said Sagittarius. Throw that out there. Your mind is very curious and inquisitive, always seeking information on topics. Oh, really? No, he went to Egypt and he went to there, and then he had all these Moors around him, and of course he, you know, they were teaching him, he was teaching them, and okay, cool. The broader philosophy, science, religion, metaphysics, the more it would appeal to you. The broader the subject matter, the more it would appeal to Noble Drew Ali. He emphasized Moors that he's universal. If he's universal, is saying matter, the more it would appeal. No wonder he's a universal prophet, because it's in his chart. Not some, he read something or whatever. It's in his chart that he's going to be universal. When he came out the womb. Now, what if your chart says that? Are you being universal right now? Out of the subject matter, the more you, and your subject matter is limited, that's probably why you got problems. That's probably why, you know what I mean? You don't know how the hell, why is this gone? Because think about stuff that we read so far. All we have is date, place. We have the time. Look how look how on point this is. So, props, putting in the information and having the printout available. But it's already in the chart. It was in the universe before he was born. It was in the universe what was going to happen. Imagine yours now. Forget his. And look how exact this is with no time. Time of when he was born. What it is we would get for the chart. Time. So there's this is 24-hour vastness. This is not specific to the minute, right? We don't even know for hours, but based on the 24 hours alone, this is our guess, and this vague guess is specific. The things that Noble Drew Ali said, like stuff that he wrote down, right? Now, like when I did my chart, there's things in there that from, like emotional perspective or, your mindset or whatever, but it doesn't have anything that stuff that I said before. Stuff that I, put out there. Things that he said are things that are in the chart. Crazy. And that's why we tell you, do the check baby pictures, make sure people are who they say that they are, also do their chart to know who they are. I don't know if I should give you the information because and that they don't want you to see. So if you know your chart, ain't nobody taking your chart and then using your chart against you and stupid stuff like that. That ain't happening. Because you see them coming just like you see. They see you coming. You be seeing them. The hell will be? House. Okay. You distractions, the small but important details associated with any subject. Grasp. You are known for being blunt, honest, and truthful. And there's truth. There's another principle in there. 0 degrees, 59 minutes, Pisces. You have a dreamy, and then remember Pisces and Jesus and the fish and all that stuff. It's crazy. Crazy. You have a dreamy, fanciful, romantic nature and very creative imagination. Your private fantasies are more appealing than the reality around you, and it is difficult for you to leave them. You tend to be unselfish and giving in relationships and are extremely sensitive of the needs of others. Woo. Be very sure that those you help are worthy of your devotion, taking advantage of your innocence and naivety. Again, referencing these charlatans that were around him. That because of his unselfish, giving, extremely sensitive to the needs of others mentality, people took advantage of that. And it's 2018, you're just finding out about your birthrights. For 100 years. You're just finding out right now? How come you're just finding out right now? Finding out about your birthright. You're conscious, you know yourself, you know this and that. You have all these books. You got 5 bookshelves at your house. You got books stacked up all over the place. You've been studying, but you don't know that you're Moors? You've been studying esoteric, metaphysics, all the goddesses of the whatever. You have the book of all the deities of what. You don't know that you're Moors, though. Nobody told you that you're Moor? That didn't come up at all, that you're Moor. Everything else came up, but your Nadian birthright didn't come up. The same people telling you innocence and his naivety thought that these people were really down for the cause because they dressed the part and they were acting the part. They had titles of nobility. They had titles of office. You don't hear anything from 1929 or something like that? You never heard about this? We're talking with our brother Sinra last night. They were talking about for Moors to implement into their body politic. Cleanup drive, right? So they're doing the cleanup drive, you know what I'm saying? Benz pulls up or something like that. There's a lot more. Yeah, I'm Grand Sheik, whoever from the temple or whatever. What are you guys doing? What it look like we're doing? What the hell do you mean? Everybody has a garbage bag with gloves on and they got fezzes and turbans. What the hell you mean? What are we doing? Oh, well, you know, we're just, you know what I mean, just checking on you Moors and whatever BS. Business. Elder comes out of the house. Islam. What are you guys doing here? You know, I've been in the Moorish Science Temple since 1972. Have I seen this before? Oh, since 1972. And I never, ever was walking around on the street with garbage bags and stuff like that, cleaning up. Whoever y'all are, I want to get down with y'all. I don't know who you are, but I'm getting down with you Moors. Forget those Moors I've been with since 72. Elder. In the right spot right now. Elders are back in this. You didn't hear that, Grand Sheik Nature banging Moorish MC and stuff like that? Spot where you're supposed to be at? Know what I'm saying? People. Because you have to prove your worth in this. Ain't nobody proving your worth for you. Right? Mars in 23 degrees. House. Very careful and systematic. Attention to details. Perfection, and sometimes get bogged down searching for the ultimate when adequacy would have been sufficient. You dislike abstractions. It's practical, useful, and demonstratable. What is it? Moors demonstrate? Oh, the Moors demonstrate. You want to demonstrate stuff. An enduring sense of personal responsibility, and you demand that others be responsible and upright as you are. Heart. Because remember, Jolly told them as the example, be like him. Jolly told the Moors, you are upright, independent, and fearless. Very critical of yourself and others. Carry this too far and become overly intolerant of others and their right to choose their own lifestyles. Carry this too far. Being critical of others. Moors, don't wear your fez in the alleyway and stuff like that. Moors, keep your fez out the bar. Stop showing your car at Europeans. Same stuff they're talking about. Critical of himself and of others, because everything he expects of you, he expects of himself. This is no Bujuali. Putting this out there so you can go do your chart, because this is vague, because we don't have the time. You might have the time. If you don't have the time, imagine how vague this is. And you have to go through this with a fine-tooth comb and find out who you stand. Remember, we're dealing with the prophet right now, so all the things that are right and exact are going to be right and exact. No confusion. All the things that are speculation, or, we're not really sure where they're going with this and all that, we're putting that on dirty Moors. So they know where else to put it, because there were Moors who came and said they were Noble Juali. There's Moors who came and said they were the prophet. They said that they're the Mahdi when it wasn't them, because he came already. And opposed to them tell you it's him, they tried to say, oh, he wasn't what it was. He died, so he wasn't really a prophet and stuff like that. And then they put it on themselves. Jupiter is in 7 minutes Libra in the 6th house. You are generally good at balancing opinions and judging issues, but you tend to be indecisive when it comes to making up your own mind. You are objective and quite concerned with fair play and justice. It comes to yourself that whatever you do might upset the apple cart. Choose to compromise rather than do anything that might make you lonely or vulnerable. Relationships are very important to you. You learn about yourself and grow through observing yourself with others. Your aesthetic tastes are refined and expensive. Universal mindset. Saturn in 3 degrees 50 minutes house. important issue for you is emotional security. You have a gnawing fear that those on whom you depend for emotional support will be liable in the long run. And realize that Noble Ali was in that place of not having anyone to turn to, not having anybody to be shoulder. But as Moors, we got a Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And that is going to be your shoulder to cry on. That is where, because you realize that, you know, Prophet never lied to you the whole time. Even when you didn't care about him, he still had your back. When you are uninvolved and insecure, you distrust others and tend to feel isolated and lonely. Detached and objective. You can be counted on in situations that are inherently stressful or full of tension. Do not lose your self-control. This is a great and welcome gift at such times. And then, you know, playing that back to back then, his time. So Sheldon needs to hear from Brother Anonymous on the, you know, are the songs really because we have an inside joke, you know what I mean? The Anonymous is, you know, chorus. He's a chorus more. Write songs and all that stuff. So trust me, we have an album from him. Hooked Up. It's chorus more. You are getting out of that. Take advantage of that. 7 degrees, 42 minutes, Libra in the 6th house. As your entire peer group have a very free, unstable, and unconventional approach to relationships and emotional commitment. You'll be attracted to experiments in marriage and shared lifestyles. Personal freedom is more important to you than entangling emotional bonds. In the realm of art and aesthetics, you are attracted to bizarre, shocking, and unusual. Interesting when we look at the dress code of the Moors. Let's say Islam to the Moors. So yesterday, Moors were looking sharp yesterday, right? When you see the pictures, you'll see what was up. I know you got a little teaser of the trailer, but, you know, trust the Moors. Moors did good. Moors had the place and unusual yesterday. Right? So him being attracted to bizarre, shocking, and unusual, right? Look at the dress code, what he brought back. Fezzes, turbans. Cool, turban with feathers in it. You know what I mean? Shawls. Pantaloons. Like, go look at a convention picture. Have a Negro mind. Bizarre. Why are they wearing that? And, you know, same stuff we get today. Like Moore said on him, because he went in a store with a fez. You know, that those are shocking reactions. You know, people aren't used to certain things. 22 degrees, 56 minutes, Taurus in the 1st house. Attempt to hold on to cherished spiritual and religious convictions. Ooh. You and your entire generation. I remember, so Noble Ali always made the call for Moors. Individualism, he wasn't on some tribalism. Moors, the uniting of Asia, right? So for your entire generation, this is a period, oh no, not there, entire generation are involved in the attempt to hold onto spiritual religious convictions. You go back to your ancient foremothers and forefathers' mindset. That's why he told you make up your own laws. Big, but this is something specific to Noble Drew Ali and what he told Moor. You want to preserve and embellish what you regard as the highest principles and concepts from your cultural community and heritage. So that's Noble Drew Ali for sure. That's nothing to speculate, whatever. That's Noble Drew Ali for sure.
Bunch of questions. Don't ask me a bunch of questions.
Yo, we're live. Right. We're live right now. What's going on? Tell the family Islam.
Yo, we go. Yo, we about to come to your spot, man.
How are you?
Are we still at the same hotel?
Oh yeah, don't tell you. Do your thing. Yeah.
All right.
Peace.
Easy.
Huh? Oh. Right. You know that's Noble Drew Ali. Serve and embellish what you regard as the highest principles and concepts and community heritage. It doesn't get more real than that. You find solace in back to the earth type movements and tend to glorify the freedom and purity of people. Now, primitive people means ancient people. You know, eating, you know, out caves and stuff like that. On high priests, they call them primitive, but they're high priests. They see planets and galaxies that you can't see with a telescope, but they call them primitive. Shut up, right? You would find solace in back to the earth type movements, and not back to Africa movements. Type movements, back to earth, back to Medu Netter, back to laws of Ma'at, your cultural and community heritage, principles and concepts. I'm going in on this man's chart. Pluto degrees 22 minutes, Gemini in the second house. For your entire generation, far-reaching and profound breakthroughs of people to communicate with each other. Period. At the turn of the 20th century, the appearance of the telephone, the automobile, and air travel ushered in global village. North Node, 19 degrees, 30 minutes, Virgo in the sixth house. You're usually quite at ease in leaving leadership roles in the hands of others. Oh, in the chart, disciples around him. Because as prophet, he knew that his time was going to come, that he had to go, so other people would have to take over the helm. Remember, we're going back, he had trust in these people, but he was naive. He had to poison them and do certain stuff. You know what I mean? He already came back, furnitures on the street and all that stuff. So he knew that he was dealing with some dirty Moors. You know, it's kind of too late. Because new Moors are going to come with their eyes wide open, seeing and knowing, and they're going to fulfill the law. Around me. Allah guides this, not his. Right? His instance, they were the game. They were the beast of the field getting played. So they thought that, you know, he wasn't You would rather tend to the 1,001 details that need to be accomplished to keep any group going. Fussy and high-minded when it comes to choosing your associates. Once your loyalty is given, you can be trusted with many of the practical aspects that is being undertaken. Unselfish, you will toil long hours in the service of any worth because that demands your attention. But be careful, tendencies don't get in the way of making real progress, which they didn't. But be careful that your perfectionist tendencies don't get in the way of making real progress. Give thanks to Brother Hassan for that one. Very, very interesting. Study that. Study that. It's real. It is real. Cujo made with the audio clip from the NOI. I don't even know what song you're talking about. And it to the email or the video, I mean, or where, or heard the song if it's in a video or whatever. So with that, peace and love to everyone. Don't forget, the is out. Spirit of I know Nomos. Nomos I know. And did pretty good. You're gonna wanna, make your 15 notes donation. You know what I mean? Do not lose out. So stuff out there and whatever, but trust me, Canaanland Moors, a different angle when it comes to the music. Different angle. So we want the people to be very open. Very open. Right? It's just that real. That's one of the The Wisdom of the Womb album artists. Concept is the artist I want, they can get some done. And first one off it. All right, we already have Ruin, Spines, Spleens. Maybe one or two more that there's a video for. But listen, Islam to all the Moors worldwide, to you all. We know they're going to be doing our classes going on again next week. Next week we're back at the temple. Right? Tuesday class gonna be hitting on YouTube, so you can spread the word, let everybody know we're not doing the Ustream anymore, so they can, you know, get in, bring your questions. The question email, canaanlandguide@gmail.com. Guide, CANAANLANDGUIDE.com. And we will get you, right? Just send your questions and we'll get you the answers. Get you the answers, then we'll get you the reference point to where you can get the answers. All right. So, say Islam to all the Moors, right? Universe, Father of love, truth, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector and my salvation by night and by day. Noble Drew Ali. Peace and love, Moors. And of course, we'll close you out with the spirit of. Peace. Islam. Oh, get the speaker plugged in. You don't hear anything.
Have these same values, you know, 100 years. Where did they get their value system that they now have attained to? And my contention is that if you trace it back, it was the who brought them out of the Dark Ages, who brought about the period that ushered in the atmosphere that brought into Europe the period known as the Renaissance, or the reawakening of Europe. Reawakening actually involved an era during which the people coming out of the then adopting the value system of the people in the East, of the Oriental society, which they were exposed to for the first time during the Crusades. Yeah. Well, these were African, Arab, Asian values. The section of Europe that had a high value system were those on the Iberian Peninsula in the Spanish, Portuguese area, southern France. A state of cultural Africans, known as Moors, had come there and brought it there.
I'm a Moor. Got sense enough to know I'm a Moor. Never argue with you that I'm not a Moor.
Remember, random people don't have culture. They live dead culture, which is why we got so much death and destruction. They're called spirituality. I mean, it's the truth. And when it really boils down, you know, we're sensitive when people bust us on our ignorance. Admit this. You know, you ain't gonna fix a problem until you admit the problem exists.
So now they're looking for a savior. Jesus can't save you. Most likely one to give you. From the cradle to the grave. What? Indoctrination's what they gave us, played us, but we played ourselves, made ourselves who we are, turn into rats from stars. See the caption, it's close but far. Step out the frame and see the real picture. No one else to blame if you don't get out before they get you. Bet your bottom dollar, step up, step out of line, and they hang you by your collar. Holla, if you hear me, I'm a Moor, please don't fear me. I'm just trying to express things clearly. Every second, minute, hour, day, week, month, yearly. We barely make it above water. So prepare, get ready for the onslaught.
You just want to claim a spot? for the whole thing.
Searching for the sign of the times, searching outside yourself when it's inside. Think you ain't stainless, you live in a lie, but you were destined for greatness no matter what was implied. Searching for the sign of the times, searching outside yourself when it's inside. You were destined for greatness. They could break us, manufactured tremors and quakes, and still couldn't shake us. They'll never understand the path that was paid for us. You're the slave to us, you were made by us. I never came from dust, manifested in decay. It's still an ancient, tested along the way, see who's deserving of the trust. The legacy's intact, now the loyalty's a must. We gotta make a pact. Death before the sign, I know it sounds like too much, but we gotta be exact. These times are too clutch. What? Just study, 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 and don't believe me. Don't accept everything on the Tel Aviv. Even Stevie had the vision, didn't need eyes to see. Most of us still blind, ain't no surprise in me.
You just want to claim a spot?
Damn.
For the whole thing.
Searching for the sign of the times, searching outside yourself when it's inside. Think you ain't stainless, you live in a lie, but you were destined for greatness no matter what was implied. Searching for the sign of the times, searching outside yourself when it's inside. Think you ain't stainless, you live in a lie, but you were destined for greatness no matter what was implied.
Somebody looking for a savior, yes, us can't save ya. Most likely one to enslave ya. Now they're looking for a, yeah, most likely one to enslave ya.
Home? Let me let that.
Wow, wisdom of the womb.
What are you talking about?
Wisdomofallah.com.
Yesterday, some Italian guys beat up my brother in your neighborhood.
So what's that have to do with me?
Were you there?
No, I wasn't there.
Kalojo, please don't lie to me.
Gina, I'm telling the truth. I wasn't there.
We'll see who's lying. My brother's in the car. I told him I was going out with an Italian, so he came along. He recognized you and said you were the one that beat him up. You did that to his face.
Touch her, bro. I swear to God, believe me, I didn't touch her.
Okay, we'll see. What?
Please, young goddess, do stay modest. Reputation intact, integrity flawless. Cause these busy streets are administratively lawless. Double tongue, 2-bit, low down and crosses. Always remember, love, that you were always home in east, west, north, south, or somewhere in the lands of Rome. And it is widely known that even sand castles need more than sand alone. Your heart is man right up from muddy sand and stone. Man is woman's here within his royal throne. Yet all you need, my majesty, is just to see the light, the true nationality and own birthright. You're proud your ancestry, the shining moon at night. Never surrender your love till it's reciprocated. Have mercy on the innocent and initiated.
We'll get this straight right now. Willie, are you sure it was him?
I'm positive it was him. Please, don't believe him. I swear to God, I didn't touch
So
her.
you were there.
Yeah, I was there, but I didn't do anything, Jane. Believe me. I'm
You
telling
lied
you.
to me. You just told me you weren't there.
Misguided goddess, she thinks she flawless. She go to college, grew up with the street scholars. Nails polished, bikini wax more presentable for the tipping. Got the blueprint, so now she's stripping. She say she doing it to pay her tuition. She pursuing it, got goals on a mission. Mind of her own, don't listen to intuition though. Ran into a professor under the mistletoe. He said you pass the semester if you kiss it slow.
My brother told me the truth. You did try to help him.
Told you.
I know.
She sharp as she grows, smart and applies what she knows. Like the most of us follow the caretaker's flow. Unlike the most of us, they didn't care for us so much. Instructed to take care of others while she wanted knowledge plus an opportunity to be what the inner I see. They helped, she yet lacked that reciprocity. Eventually, tragedy came, emotional strain. She aimed to disembark, fled seeking to restart. Her heart was mixed up and got handcuffed by a multi-faced male to encourage her to prevail. She excelled in some ways for some days, for mastication. The fact is that she's in now emotionally and physically dependent on him. The day would begin with forced tasks. She began to recognize it similar to her past, not seeking the forecast. Once again, yeah, the courage is trembling. Physically leaves and mentally returns again. Stating she's physically ill when she applies her free will. Tensions build, she eventually escapes and heals.
Yeah, and I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you.
knew you were one of the great ones.
Great ones? But what are you talking about?
Miss Unguided, but if the mind goes, she can't find it. A lot of men pay to get behind her. May I remind her to show the truth. Look how immature your mind is. Steve, a bunch of bad seeds. The apple really don't fall far in the breeze. It needs roots to, it could grow into a tree. Instead of showing the way, I guess it's just generation after generation to control a generation of a young nation. But people need to rise up in these situations. We need more us in this game, and let's get the basics. Cause in these faces, the body bag, angry faces. Well, you gotta stand for your own. What's a queen on the throne when the king ain't home? You know we can't do it alone. Only song, but it's too much, too long. Yeah, we gotta hold strong. The solution, self-educating, stop time wasting. Cut up in the web, oh you stuck, baby. Just put in the effort, you gon' make it. Remember, your mind is a safe haven.
رشعني لوحدي كنت أدور على طريقة وأنا لقيت عليه أعطاني جنسيتي رشعني لوحدي. I was searching for a better way, and then I found you, Ale. He gave me nationality and brought me back to reality. I was searching for a better way, and then I found you, Ale. He gave me nationality and brought me back to reality. I was searching for a better way. I found you, Ale, and he saved me, Drew Ale. He brought me back to reality. And I was searching for a better way, and found you, Ale. He gave me nationality. He brought me back to reality. I was searching for a better way, and then I found you, Ale. He gave me nationality and brought me back to reality.
Story about a monster. The Negro. The Negro is the most deceptive creature on the planet. While his word rhythm meant to hypnotize, he makes himself up to appear to be one thing today and another tomorrow, bringing innocent, unaware believers to his side to be fleeced by his minions, while he yet lingers with the people, secretly sucking on their energies and living off their burden. He positions himself to cause them to believe that he suffers as they feel the pain which they bear, all the while growing fat from their energies, enshrined by their attention. He stores up so much of their borrowed power, he is able to produce monster illusions which resemble to be caring and comforting. These doppelgangers, these abominations he uses as diversions for his escape. Yet his destination is never far, for without the will of many people to propel him, he is more or less a flightless creature, a creature of almost no substance and no will other than to survive. Of nefarious origins, he has stumbled upon this planet, exiled from all other sentient civilized systems he once haunted, a being not so much living as lived, existing mainly within the lower region, to no particular environment, complexion, or political system. He is a bounty hunter, a mercenary who subcontracts his work to willing yet unaware volunteers. To the victor goes spoils, but to the Negro goes a more lively and valuable treasure. Like leech, he grows off of the lifeblood, infecting others, leading them to an existence of the same. An existence that projects scarcity where there is abundance, fear where there is love, and darkness that can only pretend to cover light. Honor to the prophet noble for leading us out of the darkness and into the marvelous light, and for reminding Negro, black, or colored, but Moors, much more.
I was searching for a better way, and then I found you, I lay.